What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Flying with Garrett. I literally just got today's topic off of Instagram Live, and everyone kind of voted what's in my pilot bag. So that's what I'm going to do today's episode on. Should be a real quick episode, but yeah, so I obviously have my suitcase with all my clothes and stuff like that in it, but this is what I take into the flight deck. So this is like all the things that I feel are extremely necessary for me to have up there while I'm flying. So I'm just gonna dive right in. The first compartment, let's see, by the way, this is a To-Me bag. I just got it about Christmas time last year. It's been holding up really good. I love it. It's a cool bag. So a few things are a Embraer 145 reference card. So these are items that we don't have to have memorized, that just help us with like briefings, approach briefings and departure briefings. Just a bunch of stuff, like for instance, cockpit oxygen pressure. So depending on how many crew we have and the temperature outside, and the PSI that we have on the airplane determines whether we can have a jump seat rider. Like temperature conversions, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, okay. And then we have a Embraer 145 pre-flight card that the first officer would have on them while they're doing a walk around before each flight. And then we have a checklist. So the checklist right here these aren't read and do, they're more of a do and read. So something that we use in the airline world, the 121 world, are flows. So a flow is depending on the trigger, which means if the captain calls to start the second engine, then the first officer would start the second engine and go into their taxi flow. So starting the second engine typically is a trigger to do your taxi flow. And flow meaning there are certain buttons or settings that different, I guess, systems need to be for depending on the phase of flight. So a flow would trigger, like for instance, the second officer, we don't have second officers, the first officer, after they started the second engine, they would go up, check the FADEX, check the ignition, then go down and set the packs and bleeds, which packs and bleeds is just air conditioning off of the engine bleeds, so they would configure that. Then they would go up, turn the APU off, shed buses to auto after the second engine to start, then go down to the ICAS and verify some things on the ICAS, then set the flaps to 9 degrees, which is typically what we take off in. So yeah, so that's a flow. And then we would pull out the checklist, if I can find it, taxi checklist. So the way that checklists are configured, it says like second engine start, and then if it's got a CR next to it, that's a crew response. So whoever's reading it would first respond complete, and then typically the first officer would read the taxi checklist, and then the captains would say verify on the ICAS and say complete. So, yep, and then steering check, takeoff briefing, packs and bleeds, APU, shed buses, fuel panel balance, ice protection test, ice detection override, and FMS. So, and there's responses to each one of those. So we have, depending on the phase of flight, we have checklists to go through. Okay, cool. And then, oh, I have 2 checklists in here, cool. The most important thing is a iPad. Our company issues our iPad. So yeah. Here's my iPad. I've got a picture of my dog on here. And what do we use our iPad for? Oh, that's a great question. So we have all of our documents for the aircraft are on here, all of our flight operations manual, our SOP, standard operating procedures. Everything that we could possibly need manual-wise is on this. It's extremely important. And then we have our Jepson charts. So our JEP charts are any approaches, taxis, stuff like that. So that's I'm not gonna throw this down because it's an iPad, but this is really important. And in the next compartment that kind of ties in with the iPad are a battery charger. Yeah, so we use, each captain has to carry one of these in case the first officer or my iPad goes down, like the battery gets low, we can charge it right here. This is able to charge, I don't know, a few iPads. So that's really important. And of course I carry a cord to charge the iPad. A high visibility vest. So this vest we need to wear when you're doing a pre-flight. Typically the first officer does the walk around before each flight. So they would wear this when they go outside. Next is a QRH. This is a quick reference handbook. So depending on the severity of the item, we have something called immediate action items. For instance, if we have a engine fire, we have some immediate action items that we need to accomplish. We would bring the thrust lever to idle, the start-stop selector to stop, and we have a fire extinguishing handle that we would pull. So, and then we would come in here and open up engine fire. So we have different sections. Go through here, and then we have a engine fire or severe damage and separation, and then these are the memory items that we accomplish, and we would just go through here. So anything that could be wrong with the aircraft, any advisory message that we would get up on our ICAS, we would either have an associated immediate action item that we would need to accomplish at that point, or we would just pull out the QRH and go through the steps. So there's that. It also has a performance section in the back if anything were to happen that we would need to pull that out. So something else, snacks. This is one of my favorite snacks, Lori's Lean beef jerky, super awesome. I take those every flight. If anyone doesn't know, I'm an ambassador for Lori's Lean. Check them out. It's really, really awesome products. Next is a suction cup mount for pictures and stuff, or if I want to put my GoPro on here, yeah, I take that so I can take pictures in the cockpit when we're on the ground. Next is, oh, it's on. That's weird. Next is the most important, well, other than the iPad. Actually, everything's pretty much really important, but my headset. So my headset, this is a Bose A20 headset. The best headset that's on the market. It's absolutely amazing. Noise canceling Bluetooth. You can listen to music, not while you're flying, but you can make calls, not while you're flying. But noise canceling is phenomenal. This is the best headset on the market. I've had this one since I was 21 years old, so I've had it for 5 years now. And it's been through a lot. Flight instructor, getting in and out of 5 aircraft a day, and then obviously in the airline world, it's amazing. So that's really important for me. I don't like using company headsets, because everyone else puts them on their head, and nothing compares to the Bose A20. Some other things, I bring my passport because we need that. A bunch of pins. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, these are really cool. I have kiddie wings, so if a kid comes on the airplane, you know, little kids, they want to come up to the flight deck and talk to the crew, and I like to give them these little kiddie wings. So I keep a few of those in there. Ooh, a chapstick that I'm going to use right now. And cool, yeah, sweet. Money, okay. More chapstick, batteries. So batteries for my Bose headset and for the noise canceling section. And then I have my medical, my first class medical that I carry with me. And since I just got a new type rating for becoming a captain, I have my pilot certificate that I'm not going to unfold because it has all my personal information on it. So there is that. I carry some business cards with me, and that's pretty much it. That's that's my pilot bag. So this is what I mean, also I do, not gonna lie, I bring my lunchbox in the flight deck as well because that has more snacks and like caffeine. So I keep drinks in there, food, snacks, and I also leave my supplements in my lunchbox. So those are things that I take on the flight deck that I find that are most important. Yeah, I suggest if you are in the airline world, I don't even know why I'm saying this, but I'm sure you already have a bag. I don't work with this company, to me, but it's a really cool, it's a nice high-end bag. It stays together very well. And I got my initials. So look, everyone, now you know my last name initial. So if you guys enjoyed this video, or kind of like more inside look of pilot's life, let me know in the comments below. Smash the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new here. I try and do an episode like this once a week. I'd really like to do it more, but I'm also uploading like different vlogs as well. So I feel like there's a bug in here. Okay, anyways, yeah, subscribe, and I'll see you guys really soon.